Hello and welcome to our new grammar lesson using who and whom. The school's vision is learn today, lead tomorrow. And these are the objectives. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to identify who and whom in the sentence or which place they are in, object or subject, and to choose the pronoun that correctly completes the sentence. Who and whom? This is the title of our lesson. Who ate my berries? The pronoun who is used as a subject. Who planted the garden? So I have here who as a subject, and it's of course who is usually the subject or in the place of the subject. Who planted the garden? This is a question. So who here is the subject of the sentence. Why? Because if I want to make it a sentence, not a question, I would say who planted the garden. If I change who with a noun like Amal planted the garden, so who is in the place of the subject. My sister is the only one who likes roses. So here I have two sentences that are connected to each other with who. Here, my sister is the only one, this is one sentence, and the other one who likes roses. So this sentence, who likes roses, which is the subject. Here I have a verb, so before the verb I have a subject to pronoun. Who here is the subject. Who is the subject of the clause who likes roses. Of course we call it clause. Clause means also a sentence. What about whom? We have to focus a little bit more on whom. Whom is the pronoun whom is used as the object of a preposition such as to, for, from, and also sometimes as a direct object. So sometimes it's the object of preposition. Whom is the subject object of preposition. We have taken the prepositional phrases before, and we know that the object of preposition is the main noun or pronoun in the prepositional phrase, or a direct object. Could be a direct object. So do you remember what is a direct object? The direct object is a word that comes, a noun that comes after the verb, right? So gonna be an object. Very well. Most often whom will be a direct object in questions. So also in the questions we're going to find whom, and this is a common mistake. Sometimes we use who if we are asking about a direct object. No, we should use whom. So let's see some examples. Whom, to whom did you send the flowers? So here it's very obvious that I have to here a preposition, and here this is the object of preposition, and it's so clear. Whom is the object of the preposition to. Another example. This is a man who I admire. Okay, so I have here two sentences. This is a man, very well, whom I admire. Why not who? Because I have here a subject, right? And where is the verb? The verb is here. Okay, but I don't have the object after the verb. Yes, because it's here. I admire whom. If I change the and rearrange the words in the sentence. Whom is the direct object of the verb admire in the clause whom I admire. I admire whom. Okay, so let's look at this example. Whom did you invite? Maybe this example is clearer than the previous one. Whom did you invite? This is whom is a direct object. So let's discuss this. Whom did you invite? This is the same example, of course, from the previous slide. What to do to check? You can check if whom should be used as a direct object. How? Change the word order. This is what I have said before. Change the word order so that the subject comes first. So what is the subject here? Whom did you invite? You is the subject. So you did invite whom? Whom did you invite? Could be a statement like this, or change it. Bring the subject at the beginning. You did invite whom? You did invite whom? So whom here is an object, and it comes very clearly after the verb. So this is the time for exercises. Circle the pronoun in parentheses that correctly completes each sentence. The first one, these are the inventors who or whom you should acknowledge. Of course, here we have two sentences. I have here you is the subject. Should acknowledge, this is the verb phrase. So I should start with the subject. You should acknowledge who or whom. You should acknowledge whom, because this is after the verb. I need an object. Number two, Mr. Edison, who or whom was a fond father, nicknamed his children Dot and Dash. Very well. So I have here a verb. Before the verb, what do I need? A subject. Okay, so I need who. Mr. Edison, who was a fond father, nicknamed his children. Okay. Number three, Edison was the inventor whom or who wealthy investors supported. So I have here also two sentences. Edison was the inventor. Very well. A clause or a sentence. We should say clause because some of these are independent or dependent clauses. Wealthy investors, this is the subject, supported the verb. So wealthy investors supported who or whom? After the verb, wealthy investors supported whom? Direct object. This was a direct object. Circle the pronoun in parentheses that excuse me, that correctly completes each sentence. Number four, the lab assistants were the ones who or whom built Edison's prototypes. So I have here two sentences. Who or whom? Can I say? Can I consider what is built? It's a verb. It's not a subject. So I have a verb. What do I need before the verb? Who or whom? Subject or object? I need a subject before the verb. Of course, the sentence would not have, or the clause would not have a subject then. Number five. Edison worked with the assistants who or whom were best suited for the positions. So I have here were. Okay, were suited. Sorry. It moves on its own. Okay. So were suited. This is the verb phrase. So before the verb, what do I need? Subject or object? Of course, before the verb, I need a subject, pronoun, who. He is one of the people who or whom history honors as a brilliant inventor and subject and a scientist. So I have here, it's a little bit complicated. Let's look at history honors. History, the subject of the other sentence, and the honors is the verb. So how come I rebuild the order of this sentence? I should say history honors whom as a brilliant inventor. Or can I say history honors who? After the verb, what do I need? Subject or object? I need an object, a pronoun. So I should choose whom. The pronoun in parentheses that correctly completes each sentence. Number seven, give the data to the woman who or whom calls for it. So here I have calls, which is a verb. So what do I need before the verb? Calls is a verb. So what do I need before the verb? Subject or object? Before the verb, I need a subject. Who? give the data to the woman who calls for it. People who or whom own the CD players can thank Edison for his inventions. So here, people who or whom and own is the verb. Very well, so before the verb I need a subject, and it's who. People who own. Thank you so much. I hope the lesson is clear enough, and see you in the virtual classrooms.